As artists blossom from their bedrooms to world stages, we look to the future of Saudi Arabia's music industry. How are these musicians staying true to their essence? How are different genres developing as the community is growing? Now that everything has changed, what are their dreams and ambitions?
Hip-hop is the #1 genre in Saudi. The streets are listening to rap. Now, that being said, you still have your tarab, which is gonna be there forever. The Khaliji pop, the Saudi tarab music will always be there. But in terms of like what the youth are listening to, it's mainly that. And I think Saudi hip-hop right now is at a dull stage. Meaning, when I look at a scene and a community, if there are no new names every couple of years, it's gonna shut down. Look at Egypt, for example. If you look at Egypt, you would see like 3 years ago there was names, and then now there's new names. That after 3 years, they will also not replace, they will be in the same level as these names right now. Hence, an industry. This word gets thrown out a lot. What is an industry? Like, are we really making money out of it? And it's just really big topic. So Saudi hip hop right now, you still have the same 5 names or 6 names that are doing what they're doing. And that's cool, but they've been doing this for the past 5-6 years. I don't see any new names that are impacting. And that is the problem. So I'm gonna be the bad guy and say it. We need new names to come in, because these guys in 5-6 years, it's gonna be a repetitive thing. People are gonna get bored of the same faces. And that's not to take away from any of the rappers or, but also production-wise. We don't have many of the producers that are really taking the Saudi sound. Again, I'm comparing it to what's happening in Morocco and Egypt, how they found the sound. Right now there's an Egyptian type beat. You know how powerful that is? How do you go like, there's a Weeknd type beat, there's a Drake type beat. Now there's an Egyptian type beat. Wow, respect. And it's the producers that made this happen. So we still have a long way to go.
Well, yeah, only who else goes fresh off the boat to awfully comfortable.
The whole scene is still emerging. It's still people just trying to find their sound, trying to find how they can do their music, try to find how to connect with people, try to know how to can play live, how to perform. I mean, still too much things to do really. And I think probably in 5-6 years from now, I can answer you what it looks like.
We're still in a stage where we want people to say good job. And I think this is something that I learned the hard way, that I would want more artists to be aware of here, is that not every song is a good job, and a critique is important. And as musicians, we're still learning to take critique.
Yeah.
It's important to learn to take critique, just so that you don't have a bunch of similar sounds. I have people send me the most experimental sounds now, and that makes me so happy, because I personally am kind of tired of the overall sound that's coming out of Saudi right now. There's a sense of repetitiveness in it. I think it's because we found one thing that we excelled in, and we just stuck to it. I don't mean to sound overcritical, I sound so mean.
Fine.
But we're still learning, let's say, the nature of the craft. Let's say we're developing the skill of having taste in sound.
Yes.
I write my own music, and مرة مبسوطة إني بشارك الأغاني دي معاكم.
But I must say that there is generally an overall push by the community to want to explore more, and to learn more, and to listen more. And I think that on its own is something that is it deserves an applause at least. And there is a sense of adventureness and wanting to do more musically.
فريدة بجد الرياض عسي خبر دمام ملف المملكة وشوف يا السلام يمين يسار يا وكيف نختار كل وحدة فنانة تبني المسار حنا المملكة العربية سعودية.
There's an old Bedouin saying, I always say it, إن الإنسان الذي لا أثر له لا حياة له.
Exactly.
A human being with no impact has no life.
بالضبط.
And I'm very vocal about that. Without saying any names, there's so many Arab women who are outside the region, but I'm not going to say easier, it's a different path.
Yeah. The funny thing is that I mean, I wish that my audience would be more female, but from the statistics, like, it's more male, even though they're the ones that are hating, so it's kind of ironic. The little percentage of listeners are more male than female. And I wish it was more female, but I don't know why, like, it's not, because I know that, you know, I don't like to say it myself, but from everyone else to know, oh, okay, I do represent, like, you know, women empowerment and stuff, but as if there isn't that big, like, female platform or audience that I have, and that's mainly what I want. For me personally, I don't see myself as an artist or a rapper. I'm just Jara, and then I'm Jara when I'm doing these interviews, when I'm, you know, recording music videos, when I'm doing. So I don't really feel like artist is part of who I am. It's just, it's the platform that I found that's able to make me speak.
If there are no women artists,
Yeah.
then it's not a community.
Yeah.
Like 966, for example. What does it mean to you?
I guess that's the start, you know? Right. That was the moment that I'm like, you know what, let me just do it bil-Arabi, and I think this is what people want to hear.
It's the country code of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. And it's the way that I kind of decided this is the sound of Saudi or the sound of Jara, where it's kind of a mix between both the Western and the Arab, and of course like Lil G Fresh, like she knows how to, you know, how to put both together, and also with like the lyrics and everything. I'm like, this is me.
See, 966, you're talking about Saudi in the way that you see it, and that's important.
Yeah.
So now your name is going to be mentioned because you've done something like that. So I think, see, you're part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Now, whether you like it or not, you are part of it.
But that's where the pressure is, kind of. Where it's like, if I stop, like I can't really stop. And it's also with any other female that's in the industry or doing anything like in terms of creativity or the first in her, you know, majal or field, she has the pressure to just kind of be like, you can't stop, because if you stop, even though now you're not getting the, you know, attention or the thank you that, you know, you deserve for starting, later on it's gonna be like, طب وين representation?
Thank you.
You know, yeah.
Drop the mic.
I'm not doing it for me.
And don't stop.
Yeah, no.
I'm telling you on camera right now. Done. Don't stop.
Inshallah. We'll see.
966, I'ma show you what I mean. 966, yeah, I'll be benzene.
I love traveling. I love performing to different crowds and meeting different people. It's super refreshing, and I feel like that's the fuel that keeps me going and make me want to create even more. I'm very optimistic about the future of music here in the region, and I would really love to see people who are interested in the essence of music and understanding how music works and how to dissect it and how to make it really. I want to see people who want to do music just for the love of music. I think our community can support us in very simple ways that do not cost you anything. If you have an artist friend, listen to their stuff, give them constructive criticism, push them to be better. Just be more open-minded to this new wave of music that truly, truly represents us, and just be optimistic on the future where we don't have to conform into something else. We can just be us, play our own voices and our own genuine messages louder instead of just being washed into something that we're not.
One of the things I love doing is getting to know the human behind the artist. It goes back to hip hop, peace, love, unity, and having fun. This was the essence of hip hop and human first. We are human first before we become anything. Before we become Saudi, before we become Muslim, Christian, whatever, you are human first. The idea of a human gets lost behind what the numbers and what the artist, he or she, is trying to do to ride a wave or to be relevant. Just you is enough.
A lot of us are third culture kids, man. A lot of us have no home. The duration where it's really difficult to call home, music and hip hop can do the job.
It's a really long answer for a dream, but you know, but yeah, you know, it's